Hello there. In this video I'm going to show you how you can use Fluid Designer for 3D printing, and what we're going to do is we're going to add this Blackadder font, letter A in this case, and I'm going to put it inside this octagonal object to make an earring. So in Fluid Designer for 3D printing we're going to use Blackadder font. So I'm going to use this font here, so it's in Patterns Alphabet Blackadder font, and I'm going to create an earring, and I'm going to use a 15mm octagonal one. So I'm going to use this object here. Obviously you can use any shape that you want. So just drag and drop that object onto the workspace. And as I've just shown, well, when I click Group Library here, that just refreshes this file list here. So I'm going to use a Blackadder font, and I'm going to use letter A. So I need to append that. So if I go to File and Append, just go up through the menu system in Fluid Designer until you get to the Groups folder. I'm going to use Patterns Alphabet Blackadder font, and I want A. And so I select Blackadder font A object and append that from the library. Now you can see at the moment it's a little bit too big for our object, but also one of the things I notice about this is it's not terribly smooth, the Blackadder fonts. Now they're a bit sort of jagged. If you want to smooth them off, you can do that. I'll just switch on screencast keys. You can do that by going into edit mode. So I press the Tab key on the keyboard to go into edit mode, press the A key on the keyboard to select all the control points, and if I do W on the keyboard I get the specials menu, and I can smooth the control points. Although we're using a curve here, we can smooth it. So W, smooth, and I can keep doing this, and you should notice that the object is changing appearance all the time. And you can do that as much as you want until you get the shape that you want. And I'm going to leave it at that. And just press A on the keyboard to deselect all the control points. And Tab to come out of edit mode. Now I want to scale this down so it fits inside this octagon. So I'm going to switch off the snap. And that will give me more control over scaling. So if I press S on the keyboard, I want to scale this down so that it's just going to fit inside. And I'll do it like that, I think. Now, whenever you scale in Fluid Designer for 3D printing, you must immediately do Control A and apply the scale. And notice the thickness will change. If you don't do that, you're going to have problems. You won't know exactly what the cross-section is. Now, we do want to change this. Because this is going to be an earring, we want the cross-section of the font to be the same as the earring, the octagonal outline there. But before I do that, what I'm going to do is just go to View and Top View. I need to reposition little bits here. So if I press the Tab key to go into edit mode, and if I just zoom in here, and if I press the C key on the keyboard, I can select a number of control points there and press Escape to cancel that. And if I press G on the keyboard, I can grab this and just move it so it's inside. Now the circle that's on the outside there is the proportional editing circle. I could switch that off by pressing O on the keyboard. I'm going to do that because I don't want that on all the time. Just depends what you're doing. So over here, I'm going to select Circle Select. I'm going to select all of those control points. Escape key to come out of Circle Selection mode, and G to grab. And I'm just going to pull that in and position it there. So I want some overlap here. Yeah, that's okay. And press A to deselect those control points. Now I could pull this bit down here. So if I press C to select, I could select all of those control points there, Escape to come out of that, and G to grab, and just pull that down a little bit. Now obviously we are changing the shape of this letter A, but it's still looking fine. Now once you're happy with that, with the A selected, if I hold down the shift key and select the outline pendant and then go to Tools, Object Tools and join the two objects together, notice the thickness of the A becomes the same as the thickness of the octagonal earring around it. And the thickness is in fact 1mm by 1mm. Now these are parametric smart objects. If you wanted to make it thicker you could do. Not very good as an earring because that would weigh too much. Most likely it would. So I'm going to switch it back down to 1mm there. And that's pretty much it. The only thing I would suggest is if you do look in the corners here, there's a slight sort of kink in this corner here. So after you've made everything, if you change this to 2D, you should see this just straighten out on the inside and the outside. If you change this from 3D, you get this slight kink. If you change it to 2D, and you must do that at the very end because it does affect your ability to change the depth of this object. But that's essentially it now. So what I would do is I would normally go to Export as a wavefront object to the desktop. I saved it earlier as Personalised Blackadder font earring, and then go to Netfab Basic and just run it through Netfab Basic to fix any issues with that, and there are a few. So that's basically it really. That's how you can create this Blackadder font earring in Fluid Designer for 3D printing. Thank you.